You are surrounded by love and truly deeply loving source, guides, allies, angels, all kinds of beings. And if you don't feel like that's true, the only reason you don't feel like it's true is because you've blocked it out because you don't believe it, or you haven't given yourself enough time and space of just quiet presence to really receive it and feel it. And you can do that anytime you want. There is nobody who is, special and other people are not special. Everybody has this connection. Everybody has this around them, and anybody can access it. So don't cut yourself short by just believing that not you, only these other people, not me. No, that's not true. You too. So let yourself experience that and reach out and touch it. And the more we do, that's how we transform the world.
Look up. That's where it all is. Just look up and know that they're looking down. They know your loved ones, your family, your pets. They will send you signs, and just keep looking up and take love wherever you go. And one way that you can take love with you wherever you go is to learn life-saving techniques. Because who knows? It may be a 6-month-old child choking on a fish cracker and that you saved.
You have so much choice in how you choose to live your reality. Your reality is entirely based on your perspective. The greatest gift we can give you right now is that you get to dictate that perspective by the thoughts you think every day. And that's something we hear often, but the reality of it is you can take the same situation and see it in a negative or positive. So when we recognize that power that we carry innately every day, we can change the reality and the perspective of the world we are currently living in this very moment. Today can either be a day of positivity or forward movement or progress, or negativity, victim thinking, whatever that may be. The power to change that is within us based on our choice. And when we do that, we then shift the frequency of our being, which then ripples out to those around us and helps inspire them energetically to shift their frequency. And that's how we help to change aspects in the world. So your perspective dictates your reality, and you get to choose what that is.
God is not out to condemn you. We condemn ourselves. God, the Father, He loves you. And He's doing everything He can to let you know that He loves you.
The stories that you tell yourself aren't true. There's no truth for anything that you say about yourself that doesn't expand you. If the way you talk to yourself contracts you and takes away from your energy, that is the evidence that it's not true. Because at your core, you are divinity expressing itself in this body. Anytime that you have a thought, a feeling, or even notice yourself doing an action that feels negative, feels bad, realize that's not your true self. And it's really your true self trying to get your attention to say, hey, wake up. Come inside. Get to know yourself, your true self, and you're going to fall in love. So wherever you are on your path, I would encourage you to find somebody that you resonate with, somebody who's been exactly where you are, just like I have, that you resonate with, that can help you learn the skills, because you have absolutely everything that you need to heal and thrive and have a fulfilling life. You just forgot how to access it.
This world is definitely not all there is. We do have a loving God, and we do have like a layer of angels and Jesus and spirit guides. This world is not all there is. I mean, there's so much activity still going on way above us. So, anytime you need any help, give them a call. There's many of them up there that would actually help you if you need help.
I think we are in contact already with our alien brethren, if you will. Some are positive in nature. They're more benevolent than malevolent, and then we do have others that are not so nice. But I think the majority are like 70 to 80% of the people that have had experiences are having good experiences. So don't be frightened. Come see us if you are, and know that you're not alone with the experiences that you're having. This is something that has been going on for eons.
I would just say find healing however you can for yourself and for other people. And if that's becoming a psychopath, that's great. If it's energy and healing, that's great. Or if it's just being a good friend, I think that's fine too, because we all need those good vibes. There's so much hate out there and war and all this stuff. I think if every person at least tries to be a good person and he can be open to other people, other cultures, I think it'll help humanity a lot.
What everyone that has had this beautiful divine experience says is true. Love is the answer. Love is the soothing balm for so much. And I know that it is tough to love when we are hurt. It's tough to love when we are grieving. But the essence of love is such an innate healer, and it allows us to do so much more for ourselves and those around us. So I am sending you love through this voice right now, right here, to Jeff, your family. I'm sending everybody love, and love is the answer. Simple but true.
When we leave our physical body, what is left? I think it is the infinite love. This is what we are. This is what is left when we leave our physical body. So our consciousness definitely survives.
Give yourself permission to heal. Your doctor might not give it to you, your chiropractor, your wife, your husband, whoever. It starts and ends with you. You are that powerful. You are so powerful you have no idea yet. And what I want for you to realize is how powerful you really are. Give yourself permission to heal. It is your divine right. It is your destiny to do this. It starts and ends with you. There is nothing you can't do when you follow those protocols about desire, intention, thought, emotion, action, and behavior. There is nothing that you can't do in terms of getting better or achieving in your life. It starts and ends with you. And what you are is eternally whole and complete and divine. You are not missing anything. You are not lacking anything. You never have and you never will. It's impossible. That's just the mind. You are so much more than the mind.
Don't be afraid of anything that is happening or transpiring in the world around you, because if the whole world is united as one and our consciousness is united, we can overcome anything, be it war or famine or starvation. And this is the greatest chance given to the people of the universe. I believe it. And that is my only purpose in trying to reach out to people. So don't be afraid and spread the message of love across the world.
Remember who you are. Remember that what you're seeking out there is within you. You're an absolute genius powerhouse at your core, and it's time that we all start remembering that. And as soon as we remember that in enough numbers, then it's really game over for them. So I would encourage people to reconnect with themselves, and
we're all here for a reason. And if it isn't positive, if it isn't coming from your heart and something good, then just don't even say it. Just kind of keep it to yourself. That's kind of my positive message.
After trying to figure out what life is about forever, I think I finally figured it out, what the answer is, what true success means. And that success is loving life. to get up in the morning, looking forward to a new day and whatever adventures might happen. It's like children do that. It's like everything's an adventure. If you can get up every day feeling great about your life, just excited to be alive, that's the meaning of success. And, you know, why not?
We are the ones we've been waiting for. You know, that's a little cliche, but who we really are as human beings has yet to be defined. It's not the person you see in the mirror or your name or anything like that. We are infinite. We are as infinite as when you go out and look at a star-filled sky. We are that infinite. And when you realize we're as infinite inside as we are outside, then we reach an equilibrium of awareness where the next level of reality starts to open the corners of our mind and we realize there's more to the realities we've been living. And then your dreams become more accessible. Your visions, your intention becomes more powerful. The access to the real power to create and intuit the other realms. You see, I think we're here to be creative beings. That's really the reason we've incarnated here. It wasn't to get off the cycle of reincarnation, but to add to creation. So by being the creative being, by tapping into our infinite nature, we add to creation, which fulfills our karmic destiny. So when you can do all that, then I think life is joyful and happy and purposeful.
First, and love unconditionally, the way you want someone to love you. You can't go wrong.
Yes, you're here to be all that you can be. So step into your divine flow and purpose.
Embrace yourself. Take ownership of who you are. It's a gripping reality. It may be sharp, it may be heavy, it may be so thin you don't even know where to start. But embrace yourself, and that is a gift. That's my positive.
Change is always possible. Do not give up. The reality is that we have so many voices in our world right now that are incredibly negative. And this is not a Pollyanna, the skies are going to clear up, so on and so on. The reality is you can always change. You can always grow. Michael and I are a little bit older, and we are still wanting to grow, wanting to change, wanting to make a difference. Not because we're wired that way, but because we know what the other side is like. And we refuse to give in to that. So you can. And are there times when life is incredibly tough? Oh yeah. Yeah. But you can change, and you can get help to do that. So be encouraged with that.
Yeah, when I did the past life regression today, the spirit guide said to me, always be happy. And he said, remember, you don't need to be rich to be happy. You need the people around you. And it's all about love. And that's what we hear from near-death experiences as well, isn't it? That it's not the material things that matter, it's the people around you.
You are all divine. Every single one of you, whatever you might think of yourself, you are divine. Love yourself. Listen to your dreams and love yourself.
Just send out love, guys. You know, that's what we need right now. Send out love, and love will come back at you. We're in a time where love will win. I know it might not seem like that now, but the greater forces are guiding us and stuff.
Exploring this is like one of the greatest journeys you will ever go on in this life, exploring who you truly are and exploring beyond the body. And there's very easy ways to do it. They're all available on the internet. Will you have to face fear? You bet. Will you have a more relaxed body? Yes. Will you have a stilled mind? Yes. Will it be worthwhile? My God, it was for me.
the world we're in is one grand mystery. And I always go from the perspective that, and I don't know if you find this positive or not, that I'm on my deathbed and I plead with God for one more day. This is that day. This is my bonus day. And I experience life every day as a bonus day. And that works very well for me.
It is trusting the process that our spiritual development, things can happen in life that feel chaotic, that it's going nowhere, that things are getting worse, but that one of the divine's, best tricks is being able to take things that cause our suffering and turn them, almost like turning it into gold, making it become something that's going to bless us with love and with greater wisdom. And that a part of our spiritual growth, it has to go through these alternations of feeling a connection to that love and wisdom and then not. Swedenborg describes that as like going through phases of cold and heat, just like we do seasonally. And so we have that example around us all the time, and day and night. And so when you're going through day and nights in your life, know that that's exactly the process that's going to help you in your life journey to having fulfillment and happiness.
The most profound message is love and forgiveness. These beings, what they came out of to get to where they are now, they had to do there's such deep forgiveness. And if you're on the planet right now, there's something to forgive every day, something to look within you and say, can I let that go? Can I love this situation, this being in front of me, regardless of what happened, what the story is? And it's funny because I'm such a storyteller, but letting go of our stories of the other as enemy, ourselves as victims, and sending light so that we do not add to the totality of negativity on the planet. That's our job as light beings right now. Light bringers is to bring that light, bring the love in every way we can in your daily, just every day, whoever you see in your life on a daily basis, and send love to Ukraine, send love to the environment, and really hold a vision. And I'm part of a group that is holding this vision. We meet every week. Hold a vision of an awakened future for planet Earth.
Jesus told me to tell everyone, love your neighbor as I love you, and I love everyone on earth. There's too much hate in the world. Everyone needs to learn to love one another. I'll be back soon. Learn to love one another and be kind to one another. And that's the message he told me to sell.
Just believe in the signs that you see. Please don't doubt them, because it's going to be the most beneficial thing you can do.
This planet is being absolutely underrated by us. We forget that this is a breathing organism supplying us with life, and it's a beautiful thing to be a part of this. Though there's war, though there's famine and things that we can't control, COVID, all of those variables, every day is a chance to be a happy person. Every day you can choose to be a happy person, even if you're crying, even if you're down, and even if you're hurting. There's a choice to be made. And by making that choice every day, it will allow you to make the next day easier.
I think there's a big positive with this whole COVID situation that we've dealt with. Yes, it's bringing up a lot of reevaluation of what's important in everybody's lives. For 2 years, we've had to sit with ourselves in primarily isolation and really regroup and think, okay, now that the world has changed, how can I adapt? And how can I make life better for not only me, but my family and my community? So I think there's hope. I want to generate a sense of hope, because there is hope. There is positives to be seen, and regardless of what circumstances you're going through.
It's really important for everyone to know that, you know, everyone's story is different, and that, you know, the love of God is so great for everybody, and that it's important that we know that He loves every one of us, and that He's there for us. And just like I was saying before, that even anything you're going through, a struggle, brokenness, hurt, any kind of anger, anything you're going through, you can always call on His name, and He will be there for you.
You came here for a purpose. We all came here to make a positive difference, and we can't. None of us can single-handedly save the world. A lot of us wish we could, but we can't. We have to do this as a group, and that's really, you know, as from a planetary, from a group perspective, that's what the ascension is, from the third density to the fourth density. It's about becoming one whole group. One thing to remember is this: whatever you can do for yourself, you're energetically contributing that to the whole. So if you can learn to be happy, to be grateful, to be peaceful, to be joyful, to love life despite what you're going through. And I know I'm very compassionate. I know a lot of you are right now saying, how the F can I do that? I'm going through this and this and this. I know it's tough. I've been through a lot in my life. I still go through stuff in my life that I wish was different. But there are always ways, there are always moments where you can connect with that feeling of joy and lightness and peace. And when you connect with that, maybe you can even feel it right now. Maybe you can feel it being transmitted from me. But when you connect with that, you're connecting to the source of everything. And you're connecting to that energy that does heal all of the darkness and ills on this planet. It's healed with that peace and that love, that source energy, that vibration of light.
I think it's important not just for the synchronicities, to use your intuition to interpret them, but also any kind of after-death contact or any kind of after-death contact that you may want, and maybe it's not forthcoming, because there are a lot of people out there who would really love to have an apparition of their loved one or have some important synchronicity that comes from them, and it seems hard to, like they keep asking for it and they don't get that contact. I think it's really important in those cases, whether you've had the contact or not, to use either the contact or the lack of contact to motivate you to go inside. Because ultimately, the closest contact that we have with our loved ones and with our higher self is not in physical signs, not in physical apparitions that come to us, but is through our consciousness. And so if we can learn how to listen to ourselves and listen to those promptings that come to us, like that name that comes out of nowhere, or that reassurance that comes out of somewhere that just says it's going to be okay, or you're not alone. I think that's the most important thing. You use all of the physical stuff, all of the cool paranormal stuff as a tool to get in tune with the deepest part of who you are.
I just feel, that as a collective, we are on the right path. We are doing exactly the right things we need to be. And it's about just keep connecting with your heart and asking yourself, what is it I love to do? What contribution can I bring into this world right now? How can I be most of service? And trust yourself, trust the path, trust the journey, and we'll get there.
To be more conscious, to expand our consciousness, to expand our love, and to be kind to one another. Because the consciousness is expanding, then you're more open to different realities.
Don't identify with what your subconscious mind tells you. It's going to be consistently being triggered by the outside world. You're going to feel this rise in your subconscious, in your nervous system. Allow that to pass, allow it to dissipate, and then choose a higher frequency. Get yourself out of these lower patterns of thinking, of pain, of depression. Allow yourself to feel light and expand. Give yourself that worthiness that God sees in you, because you don't see yourself how everybody sees you around you. You really don't.
Remember, when it's hard, that it's temporary. We are here to continue an education program.
That love we can always shift into, and people go, but I try it and I can't. Yes, you can. Take a moment and think of when you felt close to God, what you call God, or close to love, whether it's a sunrise or your partner, just having a special moment where you're in that glow of being with your partner, and just breathe in that, and just breathe and relax, and then call upon your spirit or your soul in your body and say, take me to who I am. And we can shift into that vibration of that deep love.
I truly believe that 99% of our life is the story we're telling ourselves about our lives. Like, it doesn't matter what you are saying about my life. It doesn't matter what anybody is saying about my life. What is important to me and what is impactful to me is the story that I'm telling myself. And I work in mental health myself, and I see people every day that have experienced true traumas, right? They've experienced terrible things in their life, and yet they're not able to change that story. And they're telling themselves a story of somebody that has been hurt and abused, and that life is bad, and that the world is a terrible place. And I've met people, and I meet people every day that have had similar traumas, similar childhoods, similar backgrounds, but some way they've been able to change their story, and they're telling themselves a survivor story. They're telling themselves a story of an overcomer. They're telling themselves of somebody that experienced something and learned from it, and they're better for it, and they're going out and they're helping others.
I would say, honestly, trust who you are, and don't let anybody tell you that you can't be something or do something or experience something. It's the hardest thing to see information or judgments coming at you from your boss or your family. But no matter what, trust in who you are, that you have gotten yourself to here and now in all the ways that you have. And that's no easy feat.
Even though it may look like fear is growing, we, the 12 archangels of the central sun, say love is growing. Love always has the greater power, because when fear was first created, it was created with a secret held within it. And that is that fear always wants to be transformed with love. So love is the alchemical power. Focus on love. Fear may be entertaining. It may take up your time and be the greatest distraction. But we say to you, love will set you free. And love is what makes dreams come true, dreams of the heart.
I would say the more we can express ourselves in creative and heartfelt ways, that really gives other people to do the same. And I guess the other thing is just, focus or do things that make you happy. I mean, I could have died that day. There's a lot of people that are having a hard time in this world right now. If we can just focus on things that make us happy in a way where even we can give back as well and assist others that we love, then that can make a huge difference, really big difference.
Something I have found really helpful reading ancestral narratives, two things. First of all, to realize I really do have an invisible team of helpers, whether it's higher consciousness, ancestors, other entities. The moment you begin to accept that and start looking for evidence of it, you'll find evidence almost on a daily basis. You've got company and you've got help. And I find that a really positive way to go through life, because you begin recognizing those little nudges, those little synchronicities that are actually supporting your life, your human experience, your progress through life. So that's one thing. And another thing I'd say is that having read our ancestors' stories about energy-based beings, it makes me very conscious about my mood and being proactive about what mood I'm going to go through today in, and making a decision before I step out of my front door. What energy am I going to bring to my interactions and conversations today? And I think the moment you get conscious about that and deliberate about it, it enables us to avoid getting pulled into the kind of funk that just listening to the news every day or going through each day on default, that's where you tend to go, especially with all the stuff we're dealing with in the world right now. So I would say, look for your invisible team, look for the evidence, listen for the nudges, the encouragements, the coincidences helping you on your way, and just choose to operate in that higher energy that is always rewarded. If you go out and you are positive with the people you deal with, it will always be reflected back. You smile at that person, they're likely to smile back. And I find that more intentional way of going about things has really helped me. I find it really important at this point in history in particular.
There is definitely a higher power. There's a loving, benevolent God. And it's for you to seek and find it and find him. And I tell people, keep seeking, no matter what. Don't ever stop seeking. It's very important. That's it.
Thanks for watching the JeffMara podcast. I really appreciate you. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. And if you do, there are loyalty badges and other perks depending on your level of membership. All you need to do is click the join button underneath the video to find out more. Thank you for your support.